Now we are going to study about the thermodynamic properties. These are all the important properties that we are going to use in thermodynamics. First, we need to know what is mass. Mass, everyone say it is also a weight of a body, and it is like but I will give you a very good example with this one. What is mass and what is weight? Suppose I am standing here in the earth and my weight is 560 newton. Okay, suppose I am standing on moon, then my weight is going to be 90 newton and my mass is 56 kg. What it says actually, my mass always remains same even I am in earth or moon or anywhere. My mass is not going to change. It remains same everywhere. But my weight, which is a product of mass into acceleration due to gravity, it will keep on changing. Suppose if you go to earth, my gravitation is 9.8. Okay, my weight is 56 here, and the same will happen when you go to moon. You have to put the acceleration due to gravity on moon. Okay, then your weight will change. Okay, this is the major difference between mass and weight. Okay, next is the volume. It's a basic physical quantity. Volume is derived and it is expressed the three-dimensional extent of an object. Like in the diagram, it is very clear. This is my length, this is my width, and this is my height. The product of this three, length into breadth into height, is going to be my volume. And the SI unit is meter cube. And often it is like numerical. We all know volume is something, a unit, it has some unit and it is represented in some form of numerical, like 234, 2 meter cube, 3 meter cube, something like that. Okay, density or mass density. Okay, density of a fluid is defined as a ratio of density. I will represent as rho. It's nothing but mass per volume, mass by volume. What it says is, suppose if I consider this gas is one form of fluid. Okay, gas is also some form of fluid and liquid also a form of fluid, we can say it as like that. Okay, and what it says, suppose I have uh, I have a box. This is my box of 1 meter length, 1 meter width, and 1 meter breadth. Okay, now what is this? 1 cross 1 cross 1 means 1 meter cube of volume. Okay, my volume is 1 meter cube for this box. Whatever I fill in this box for this 1 meter cube, okay, whatever the mass that I will fill inside this 1 cross 1 cross 1 meter box, that is going to be my density, mass divided by volume. This is the best example. Suppose if I have I need to find the density of liquid. Say I need to find density of some liquid. Okay, then I will fill that liquid in 1 cross 1 cross 1, then just weigh it. What you will get, m dot g. Okay, then I need to find rho. So I will find my weight. First fill the water and weigh it, then calculate the mass for the water, w by g, then put this w by g here. We will get the, practically we will get the density of anything in this process. Okay, that is what volume, or that is what my mass density is, or you can say density. Specific weight. Specific weight, also known as weight unit. It is the weight per unit volume of a material. Very simple. Whenever people say specific, volume will come down. Okay, that's a very simple thing. Weight of a fluid, as I already said. Suppose if your weight of a fluid, suppose if you are having a box of 1 cross 1 meter cube, and this is you are weighing it and divides by volume. What is that? It's specific weight. Simple. If you don't have that gravity, acceleration due to gravity, that is my density. There is no major difference. Okay, mass per volume, which is equal to density. Simple. Let's see what is specific volume. As we already discussed what is volume, now we are going to discuss specific volume. Specific volume is nothing but volume per mass. That is my specific volume. Suppose if you have some certain volume, say 1 meter cube of water, if you know mass of that water or liquid or fluid or solid or anything, then you can find specific volume. And specific volume is a intensive variable. In next slide we are going to see about the intensive properties, extensive properties, and why we are saying it as intensive, and what is the definition for these things we are going to see in next slide. Okay, temperature. We all know what is temperature is. Okay, the best thing is our body temperature. What is the room temperature? In India we say it is 30 degrees Celsius, and it depends on the places. Okay, and this is simple thermometer. We know what is the thermometer. It is the device to measure the temperature, and this temperature which is showing is minus it's like minus 15. It means it is kind of icy chill. What is this temperature? Is 25 degrees Celsius. It's very simple. I have written like temperature is a physical quantity that express it is hot or cold. It is hot. By seeing this diagram I can say, by seeing this temperature I can say this is chill or cold. And it is present in all matters. It is not about, I can say what is my body temperature, I will tell you. If I ask what is the temperature of this, the computer that I am watching now, I can say it is very hot because my processor is running. Okay, like that. Everything in this world has a temperature. There is no doubt. Which is the source of occurrence of heat or flow of energy, which is the body in contact with another, then that is colder. Okay, as I already said, like suppose if you have a coffee mug. Okay, the coffee mug, there is a coffee and which is 70 degrees Celsius, and that mass per is 20 degrees Celsius. What happen after 3 hours? It will come to 20 degrees Celsius. So what is happening there? There is a flow of heat energy from the coffee mug to surrounding. So there we are getting change in temperature. Okay, fine. Pressure is the amount of force applied to right angle to the surface of an object per unit area. I will explain you. Suppose this is my fixed horizontal plane, and I have a box here. Say I have one book here, and I am pushing this book. Okay, I am pushing this book. I am applying a force is nothing but a push or pull, right? Now I am pushing this book. Okay, so I applying my entire force on this part of my book. Okay, this part of my book gets applied. So this is my, what is this? This is my area. Okay, this is the area that I am applying my force. So whichever the area that I am applying, that area is this, and whatever the force that I am using, that is this. What is the unit for force is Newton, and for area which is meter square. Okay, SI units. And that's pressure is nothing but force per area. Okay, I'm applying some push here in this area. So what I will get is pressure. Okay. Okay, now come to specific heat. Energy required to rise or lower the temperature of substance about 1 Kelvin or 1 degree Celsius. That that is my specific heat. As I tell you, like suppose if you are applying some sort of heat, suppose take this example, okay, and I am burning, this is my gold and this is my aluminum, and I am heating this gold for say 7 times, for some times, okay, say for 1 hour I'm heating this gold and aluminum. Same for 1 hour I'm heating this gold and 1 hour for aluminum. Let's take that. Earlier it is 20 degrees Celsius, it was raised to 90 degrees Celsius, it was 20 degrees Celsius, which is raised to 90 degrees Celsius in 1 hour. This is an example, okay, this is example. At the same time, another example, this is same 20 degrees Celsius, and after 1 hour it remains same, let's say like some 40 degrees Celsius only, same 1 hour. I have heated the gold for 1 hour, it raised to 90 degrees Celsius in 1 hour. The same aluminum, it takes 1 hour to just go 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, here we can learn about the specific heat. Okay, different material heats up at different rate. That's why we need to know about the specific heat, because the gold, the material, we need to know the before I say the specific heat and all, I need to tell you about the every material has their own specific heat inside it. It's a basic property one material can have. Okay, suppose if I talk about iron, there is a different specific heat. If I talk about gold, there is different, and if I talk about aluminum, that is different. Okay, in case if you need to solve any numericals, that they might be giving that specific heat and all, so we no need to worry about that. It's a the point that should be noted, this is the concept. Okay, not every material will take the same temperature in the same time. Okay, some material will take too much time to get heated up, some material will get take very less time. Okay, here I have written gold heat up about 7 times faster than aluminum, because it's a very good conductor. Okay, gold is a very good heat conductor, that's why the specific heat is higher. Okay. Okay, now we are moving into very important topic, that is what is extensive property. Okay, before I start the topic, I will tell you an example. This is my classroom. Okay, this is my classroom. It has 50 students. Suppose I am going to divide this classroom into two. Okay, I am going to divide the classroom, same classroom, into two. Okay, now what will change and what not will change, I will tell you. Okay, 50 students, I can say it is a mass, right? I can say it is a mass. So here I will put 25 students and here I will put 25 students. My mass, earlier it is 50, now it is changing, right? Right. Now the mass changes. I will write the mass changes. What about the room temperature? Here the room temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. The classroom temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. After separating the two class, I will get same 30 degrees Celsius here and same 30 degrees Celsius here. And what about my pressure? Again same. This is also no change. Okay. Now I will tell you what is extensive property. In thermodynamics, extensive property depends upon the amount of mass or size external to the system. It depends on the mass. Okay, extensive property is depend upon the mass. This is a very important point. Extensive property is depend on mass. Okay, that's why anything which changes, for simple thing that you need to remember is, if anything changes after separation, that is my extensive property. Anything changes, that is my extensive. What changes? Mass changes, volume changes, whereas this temperature, pressure, density, everything remains the same even after the change, right? Even after the change, there is no change in mass. There is there is a change in mass, but there is no change in pressure and temperature. Even the density remains the same. Okay, that is my extensive property. And what is intensive property? It depends on the mass. The same example, but it depends on the mass. Okay, intensive property depends, does not depends on the mass. Does not depends on the mass. That's why temperature does not depend on mass, pressure does not depend on density, does not depend on mass. Okay, thank you so much.